What technology are you shocked has not advanced yet? That we can't put enamel back on teeth. Dustpans that don't leave a coke line of dirt. Replacement teeth. A number of my teenage clients have hereditary dental problems and the blow to their self-esteem is such a shame. We have an entire emoji alphabet complete with skin color tones, gender neutrality. But we still can't write SMS with bold italics or underlines. Edit. Yes, I know that WhatsApp, Telegram, and thousands of other apps support formatting with asterisks, markdown, etc. The point is, SMS doesn't support bold and italics when it does support skin tone and gender neutral emojis. Expressing medium skin tone gender unidentified person shrugging seems a lot more specific than expressing bold or italics. Irons. Somehow, I simultaneously can remove and create new wrinkles. This cannot be the pinnacle. Elevators. Why can we not unpress a button that has been clicked? No cure for tinnitus. Just put some nanobots in my ear and make the ringing go away. Edit. Thank you for the silver stranger. Printers. Don't even get me started on the ones at my lab. Paper in the load tray are perfectly fine. Time for the printer to crumple a tiny edge and then scream paper jam and halting everything else until you take that one piece of paper out. It's all good though, that'll buy you about 5 minutes before it repeats itself. Someone forgot to load paper before starting the day and the printer happens to run out. Surprise, the printer has just locked down all tests on the machine and requires that paper be loaded and then the machine itself needs to be rebooted and reloaded for an extra 20 minutes before proceeding. This one printer is going to be the sole reason for me having an aneurysm one of these days. The legal code. Computer programmers have come up with beautiful collaborative change tracking systems, like Git, that let you easily make changes to a huge base of code, track who changed what, submit and resolve conflicting versions of updates, etc. But when we pass a new bill that replaces or modifies an old law, it is always some 300-page document with pages of subsection F paragraph 3 will be modified to read XYZ. Why not put the laws into a Git repository and make it easy for bills to just modify the existing history to say what you want it to say? And why not have the transparency to see exactly what changes and who implemented that change? Want to slip some pork for your district into an unrelated bill? Well, that edit is going to have your name on it. Of course it will never happen. Edit okay, maybe it will happen if DC can make it work. When I first thought about this a decade ago, it seemed pretty unlikely. Stickers. Is 2020 and I'm still dealing with goddamn sticker residue. Microwave doors. There is no such thing as a quiet microwave door, yet we can know what chemicals are in space thousands of light years away. Frost the whole fucking Pop-Tart already. 911 Dispatch. Listened to the latest SYSK podcast and then started looking into it. Really odd. Bras. You'd think that we wouldn't still be wearing the metal death traps of our grandmother's suffering, but nope. You see the new bra every few years but it never catches on. My back hurts. Allergy control. How are there no permanent cures for allergies yet? I'll never know how awesome it must be to own a German Shepherd, and so many people won't ever know how good peanut butter is. I'm still shocked that with all our medical research we haven't found any cure or reliable treatment for baldness. Around 20 years ago, I was promised a cloned woolly mammoth. Then, I read about a plan to reverse engineer elephants back into mammoths. Look, I don't need to know the ins and outs, just make the damn mammoth. Not sure if it counts as technology, but you'd think in 2020 there would be a better way to check for strep throat than making me deep throat a popsicle stick. Not technology, but our understanding of nutrition. Every week, X is bad for you, and then next week it's good for you. Dream recording. I still await the day we will be able to watch the stupid things our brains came up with just because you've met a friendly dog a week prior. Toilets and toilet paper, specifically in the US. Over the course of a few hundred years all we did was essentially add water to the hole we're shitting in so we don't need to keep digging new holes. Why is it still the norm to use dry paper to clean your dirty butthole? Phone service. It's 2020, the quality of sound and service should be vastly improved by now. CCTV footage still looking like it was recorded by a potato. I'm not sure if you can include this in technology, but dentistry is still pretty archaic. Showers. Why doesn't every shower have a thermostat so that I can just dial in the temperature I want? Why do I have to perform alchemy with these two knobs, test the water several times, and still get scalded when my wife obliviously turns on the washing machine mid-shower? Here's the temperature I want, maintain this temperature. You can buy one to replace your standard hot/cold knobs, but why aren't they everywhere in every single shower? Printers. We can land a robot on a rock millions of miles away, and have it send pictures back to us. Hard, but we've done it multiple times. Want to print out those pictures in black and white? Sorry, you're out of magenta. Also, the paper jammed. Birth control. They still haven't come out with one without nasty side effects. How is it that Al-Qaeda can send videos from a cave in Afghanistan but I can't get 4G LTE 20 minutes away from my house? Hearing aids. Still kinda crappy, really bad in groups and with surrounding noise. I remember talking to an aunt about this over 20 years ago, and he assumed that since baby boomers were about to really start needing help, especially after we all blew our inner ears out at that the technology would boom with us. Not yet. Edit. Okay, it's AIDS. I work in geriatric care, so I think of AIDS as people/passwords. Especially entering them with an on-screen alphabet selector like it's a 1986 Nintendo game. There are so many better ways to secure things than this and all the hassles that go with forgetting them, resetting them etc. Phone call quality, still uses codecs from the 80s, which sound like they date from the 1880s. Random. But. Shampoo bowls in a salon. Getting your hair washed is great until you feel the whole weight of your body resting on your C7. Birth control. IUDs aren't foolproof, lots of people don't like condoms, the pill has tons of negative side effects. I'm ready for someone to figure it out. Edit. To all of those suggesting abstinence, that's not the point of my post. Lots of people want to have sex without worrying about pregnancy. Children should not be considered a consequence of sex. Edit 2, guys, I know that sex makes babies. All I'm saying is that we should be able to have one without the other. Packaging. I should be able to open a cereal box without tearing it and be able to open a scissor container without scissors. The mail system. I got excited when Amazon drones started to be a thing, but I thought that would be the direction of regular postage. Washers and dryers. I don't want to have to touch cold, wet, heavy clothes. Why can't I just put my load of dry, dirty clothes into a machine and then pull out a load of dry, clean clothes? Nuclear fusion. Funding for the single thing that will eventually solve all the energy needs on the planet is practically non-existent, and they're still making progress. Why? Because the uneducated masses hear nuclear and are unable to think of anything other than Chernobyl. Propulsion system for spaceships. Even today, the amount of fuel and resources that it takes to lift a rocket is insane. I know it takes a lot of power to shoot a rocket up to space from a dead stop, but even at that, we haven't come a long way in almost 60 years of space travel. I'm no rocket scientist though, pun intended. TI-84 calculators. Literally the exact same price today as they were 10 years ago when I bought one. The CAT scan that simply and quickly scans the entire body and reports back everything that is actually wrong with you. Not really the technology of it, but internet is horrible in some parts of the US. It's sad that I have to turn off Wi-Fi to get faster internet on 4G LTE. Internet prices are also incredibly expensive for the speeds you get. Unless you want to pay a fortune, You're limited to 50 Mbps, which is usually 5 Mbps with the occasional spike in speed. Most things in dentistry. Why is everything still treated with a drill? For example, why is the main treatment for cavities a bacterial infection, amputation? Why isn't there a vaccine or antibiotics? Hint, there is to some degree, called silver diamine fluoride. Most dentists just don't believe in it. Why does a loaf of bread or a jar of peanut butter need sugar added to it? Why isn't dentistry even considered medicine and covered by normal insurance? It's pretty much like Civil War level medicine business but with painkillers, so it appears better. Moreover, we can make self-driving cars, go to Mars, almost cure AIDS, but we can't regrow/build tooth enamel? Batteries. It's probably one of the most important technologies today, yet batteries haven't substantially changed since their invention. And yes, I know, there are graphene batteries in development, but they're far from being ready. That a digital exam of the prostate has not yet technically advanced to a more common process we currently ascribe when we use the word digital. Inventory and order data across the top companies still use data transfer files called EDI. It's so expensive and from the 80s. There's too much infrastructure around it for a lot of companies, so they don't change it, even though it's costing them and their trading partners a ton of money.